Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Look Ahead with Pastor. My name is Isaac. I'm the lead pastor here at Inland Hills Baptist Church. And I just wanted to take a quick moment and say thanks so much for jumping online with us this morning. Of course, if you're a regular, thanks for being here. And I hope this is helpful in just keeping you in the headspace of knowing what's coming up and what you can be praying for, what you can be giving towards, or what you are giving towards as it relates to our church. But if you're a brand new, maybe first time, second time viewer, maybe a friend shared this with you that comes to our church, thank you. And there are some items in the show notes, the connection card and the next steps form. I want to encourage you to fill those out. Maybe right now, come back and watch the video a little bit later. We would love to do a few things with you. Number one is begin sending you some automated, or not automated, but a monthly email that we would love to encourage you with. The other thing that we would love to connect with you with is at the end of every month. This month in particular is going to be March 28th, where we actually have an Inland Hills Next Step. And that's really our monthly opportunity, especially if you're new. We get it. You're going to check our stuff out online before you kind of step into the in-person aspect of our church. And we acknowledge that. We're grateful for that. And so what we do is we provide a 10 to 15-minute Zoom call every single last Sunday of the month. And so I want to encourage you. That's on Eventbrite. You can find the form through our Eventbrite page, and would highly recommend you do that. And so I'm glad you're here. Obviously, as we go through these, I always try to have a cup of coffee. This is from Costco, actually. It's cold brew coffee from Kirkland. If you haven't had it, you ought to try it. It's a great cup of coffee. And so, look, let's go ahead and jump right in. Obviously, this morning in about an hour, we're going to be doing our in-person meeting, our in-person teaching. I'm looking forward to seeing some of you that we've been seeing for the past few weeks there. I want to encourage you, if you have not made it to one of those, reach out. The chat is in here. Let us know that you would like to know where we're meeting, and we would love to see you. It's been a joy to have several people joining in the place we're meeting in person right now. And so I want to encourage you to step into that. And so that's going to be a little bit later this morning. We will be putting out the live stream a little bit later after that, probably around 11:30 today. And so be on the lookout out for that. And so, of course, if you're a regular with our church, don't forget when that video shows up, hit the share button, engage with the video, maybe put some comments. Again, it just helps to further the spread of the gospel, the spread of biblical teaching, the spread of the ministry of Inland Hills as or online. And so don't forget to do that as well. And so a couple things, obviously, we mentioned about, well, we've been trying to mention this every week, but Easter is coming up and very excited. And we've got some information to share with you about that today. Obviously, Easter really isn't about 3 weeks from today. It's on April the 4th is Easter Sunday. And I just want to encourage you to begin talking to your family, talking to your friends, talking to your coworkers about Easter at Inland Hills. And we're going to be meeting at 10 a.m. At Eisenhower Park. And we're going to be down a little bit closer to the lake area as we gather on that particular Sunday. And very excited about really not just having this be for Eisenhower Park on Easter Sunday, but very excited about having that again for Mother's Day. And so Mother's Day, again, just the next month, just to give you a date here, don't forget that Mother's Day is on May 9th. And so you have April 4th is Easter, you have May 9th is Mother's Day Sunday. And so very excited about gathering with you on Easter Sunday. We'll have a couple things for kids. We'll have a few things for families. It's going to be a great time. Cannot wait to see you there. And so this is the Sunday, especially if you've not been able to come and meet in person with the place we've been meeting. This is the Sunday. It's going to be outdoors, plenty of room. It's going to be a lot of fun. Very excited about meeting in person with you. And so this is your opportunity to come back and engage with us in some ways that you haven't really in quite some time. And so that's on April 4th. Now, leading up to that, we are going to, of course, be reaching out to our neighborhood. And so this Wednesday, actually, we'll have some invite cards that you can pick up, that you could request to have them mailed to you. And so if you're watching this video and you're like, hey, I've got maybe a coworker or a family member, I'd love to give them an invitation. I want to encourage you to drop in the comments that, hey, I want some invitations. Maybe send me a direct message, and we would love to get that info out to you. There are going to be some great, beautiful color invitations, and just a very easy conversation piece for you to hand somebody and invite them to Easter at Inland Hills. And then over the next several weeks, next Sunday and the 28th, what we'll be doing is we are going to go out into some neighborhoods, and we're going to get rid of as many of these invites as we can to let people know what's happening, to let people know it's coming. And you have an opportunity to be a part of this, certainly with inviting your friends and family. And I would say that's going to be a very impactful way to bring your family, bring your friends. Probably the most effective invite you will give will be those that are closest to you, to bring them with you to Easter. But also, we understand that we want as many people as we can to know about Easter at Inland Hills, because this is going to be a great time. The message is going to be fantastic. It's going to be challenging and encouraging. Very excited about it. And I want to invite you to get involved in this push. Now, obviously there's invitations to pass out, but probably the most important thing that we're going to do over the next 3 weeks is really just take some time and pray. And so what I want to encourage you right now is to take a look at your calendar, take a look at your morning, take a look at your routine. And I just want to ask you to put several slots throughout the day that you're going to pray for Easter at Inland Hills. The one thing is for sure, that unless God opens a door, that door's not getting open. Because when God closes a door, you're not getting it open, right? And so what we want to do is we want to ask God to open these doors. We want to ask God to open hearts. We want to ask God to change lives. We want to ask God to do really what we cannot do. And you have a tremendous opportunity to partner with me, my family, the rest of our church, and just really go to God and say, look, we want to see you move. We want to see you work. We don't want to see what we can do. We want to see you work in my family. We want to see you work in my friends. We want to see you work in my coworkers. We want to see you work in a person I've never met. And God still does that. I'm so glad that there are even some of you that are watching this video, and I didn't know you before I showed up to your door. I didn't know you before I met you in that public space, and now here you are, and you're listening to me because of that touch, that public encounter that we had. And so pray, right? That's the big thing that we really want to do, is pray. Certainly we want to work. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago in our study of Colossians, didn't we? Where, we have to work. There's a labor, that needs to be done. But at the same time, we need God's favor. We need God's work inside of our work, all over our work, if our work is going to accomplish something eternal. So don't forget, take some time, look at your calendar, just put several points throughout the day and just pray for God to do something. You could do this simply as setting an alarm on your phone every day at 10:02 in the morning. I set my alarm because Luke 10:2 says to pray for laborers. And so that's an alarm that I have every single day. I take 30 seconds, 1 minute, and just pray for God to bring laborers into our church, to bring laborers into the kingdom. And I'm going to set a couple more alarms throughout the next 3 weeks just to remind myself to pray for Easter at Inland Hills. But then I'm also, after I pray, I'm going to go and I'm going to meet some people in neighborhoods. I'm going to follow up on people that I've been meeting in the neighborhood over the past few months and just say, we would love to see you at Easter at Inland Hills. And so don't forget to do that. Don't forget to pray. And let me know if you would like some invitations. Let me know if you want. We can mail them to you. We can drop them by. You can come and pick them up at my place. We would absolutely love to have you do that as well. And so that's Easter is coming up. And then the last thing we're going to do right before Easter, this is going to be on April 3rd. We're going to go to Eisenhower Park. It's a last ditch effort, so to speak. We're going to take some nice bottles of water, chilled, and we're going to take our invitations, and we're just going to go all throughout the park for maybe about 30 minutes, and we're going to invite every single person there. We're going to give them a bottle of water. We're going to invite them to Easter at Inland Hills. We're going to let them know, hey, tomorrow at 10 a.m., we want to see you there to worship God with us, to learn about God. And the great thing about Easter is that, like Easter, like Christmas, is one of those seasons where really you just have to ask. So don't let the enemy, don't let your self-talk get in your head to where you think about inviting a friend to Easter and you feel like it's going to be like all the other times maybe you invite them. Look, this is Easter. People that never go to church on Easter. People that have never been open to faith are open to Easter. People that badmouth you in the year about being a Christian are kind of open to at least hearing about what it is that you go and listen and learn and try to devote your life to throughout the rest of the year. People respond to Easter. And so I want to encourage you. Let's move full of faith. Let's move forward. Let's take our prayer. Let's take our faith. Let's take our effort, and let's push together for a great 2021 Easter at Inland Hills. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see how God uses you, how he uses our church to make an impact for the gospel right here in Orange County. So a couple dates again, I just want to recap with you. On the 17th, we're going to have invitations in. So if you would like some invitations, if you've got some people you want to invite, let me know. Maybe set a reminder on your calendar, on your phone. Reach out to Pastor Isaac on March 17th to ask for invitations. Don't forget that the 21st and the 28th, we're going to be going into the community and telling people about Easter at Inland Hills at Eisenhower Park at 10 a.m. And come join us. And again, you don't have to go on Sunday. Maybe you get off or you go into work late during the week, and you could go another day and just find a neighborhood and go and invite people. That would be fantastic. Don't forget, on April 3rd, the last ditch effort, we're going to go at around 9 a.m. and we're just going to let people know, hey, tomorrow morning at 10, we want to see you there. Tomorrow morning is Easter Sunday. We're going to have it right here. We want to see you there. That's going to be on April 3rd. And it's going to, of course, April 4th is Easter Sunday, 10 a.m. A couple details that maybe are definitely important about this is we're not bringing chairs. We're not setting anything up. If you want a chair, bring a chair. If you think it's going to be sunny and you're going to get hot, bring your canopy, bring your air sprayer, your mister with you as well. It's not going to be an overly long service. And the great thing about Orange County is that in April, it's just going to be beautiful. The temperature is going to be great. Sun's going to be out, probably a little cloud cover just because it's Southern California. But that's what's coming up at Inland Hills. And then, as always, this Wednesday, we have a great Bible study group meeting. They're going through 1 Peter. If you're looking for something like that, please let me know. And then, of course, this Wednesday also, we have a couples group that we are meeting with at 7:30. So the Bible study group is at 6:30. The couples group is at 7:30. And we would love to see you at one or two of those coming up here in the next week. Now, lastly, especially for those of you that are really, you're here, you're one of us. I always want to mention, don't forget Inland Hills on Live inlandhills.com/give is a great way, obviously, for us to practically worship, support the gospel mission of Inland Hills. But then also wanted to remind you on March 24th, now not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, we are having our third week monthly fellowship. So on the third week of every month, we are having our church come together, a little bit of fellowship, a little bit of food, some fun times, catching up for about an hour just to say hi to one another, to pray with one another, to encourage one another, and so much the more as we see the day approaching. And I just wanted to put that as a reminder. Don't forget about that. We'll do it again in April. We'll do it again in May. We didn't do it for the first 2 months just because the first 2 months of the year are always a little crazy for people, but it's the third month. We're excited about March 24th. My wife and I are going to be hosting this. And so don't forget about that. Well, folks, I've gone too long. I'm a little over, but there's a lot coming up, obviously, as we head into Easter. I want to encourage you, again, be praying for Easter, be praying for the services this weekend. Pray that people would be saved. Pray that they would take steps in their relationship with Jesus. I really appreciate you being online with me this morning, or if you find this after the fact, and we hope you have a great rest of your weekend. God bless.